Most people get off the ship by breaking a leg, claiming mental health, or shooting themselves in the foot. Literally. But not this story. This one went out in the most diabolical way possible. Strategically planned and expertly executed. Hi, I'm your narrator DJ U-KNO, and welcome to another episode of Spill Drinks on Deck. For more content like this, hit that subscribe button. But first, brace your ears. We're now settled at cruising altitude, and this story is sure to have turbulence. Now, let's get honest and uncomfortable. Theme music, me please. It was 2012. I'm on the Dirty 5, what we call the Dirty. It's mid-deployment, which is around about 6 months in, and we're currently overseas in this blue beast called an ocean. Yeah. Now, at this time of deployment, there was a lot going on. Usually we just circled around harassing people that wasn't supposed to be in our area, but believe it or not, America is gangster. And we're gonna keep that 100. But things were getting real. Getting so real, in fact, they couldn't supply enough water for people to take showers, which also limited how many times we was able to flush the toilet. We call this water hours. You could only flush the toilet if you took a poop. If it's yellow, pee. Let it mellow. If it's brown, poop. Flush it down. That was the motto for the next couple of days. And although we had limited propulsion to make water, we were still bringing in new personnel on board. Not an issue, but for one person it was. Now, if you ever had a chance to travel overseas, what's the first thing you think of that you want to do when you land at your final destination? Shower. Because people rub they stink off on you, right? Which is the reason why Outkast named their album Stank On You. Well, for this new E6, her first thought was, how the fuck do I get off this ship, boy? I remember this distinctly. I mean, me being a little old E5 with a receding hairline, because I was going bald, was still trying to play games with women feeling, thinking that I had Riz or whatever that stuff that young people call it. I was vertically challenged and my bank account was negative because I was still dealing with issues with my ex, right? I think her name was Brown. Yep, Brown. Brown rose up on me like, I can't do this. Stressed out. What do I have to do to get off this ship? Now, an interesting fact that has absolutely nothing to do with this story, but has everything to do with this story, is that we had a little bit of a, I want to say, pregnancy problem, right? People were getting pregnant left and right. Hell, the Marines had a time with this one chick in their sleeper quarters, and even I almost got caught up in some mess. I'm an angel. What are you talking about? So I answered the way a normal stupid person would do. Shit, I don't even know, but I could probably help you out at that. And yes, I was referring to getting her pregnant. See, the thing about deployment sometimes, when you're somewhat single, or not, you kind of have to get in where you fit in. Men and women get lonely on the ship, and after spending a lot of time together, even the most unattractive person, in my personal opinion, has someone they were committed to. Well, why did you ask her to get her pregnant? I don't even like kids. I got kids right now that I can't wait to see grow up. My response was uncalled for and very out of line, being that I had just met her. And if she sees this video, my apologies. But since you gave me permission to do it, I'm gonna tell her my way. Usher, baby. She looks at me like, oh, you serious? And I'm looking at her like, it's a joke, but don't get it twisted. We've been out here for months, and I mess around and give you the business. Plus, these jackrabbits be humping, baby. We both laughed, and she was like, boy, you foolish. After we got that out the way, right, we actually became pretty cool. Even to this day, we still laugh about stupid moments like fights breaking out in port and, people writing diss songs on each other. I mean, we even didn't like our leadership, especially our immediate supervisor. She was extra as hell for no reason, I swear to God, bruh. But there was one particular day that I'll never forget. It involved this guy named LA. Now, LA was a way bigger hoe than I ever attempted to be. So, the majority of the ladies on the ship knew exactly who LA was. At one point, I had to keep my little yeah out the way because we already knew what he was about. You could catch him in dark corners, talking to the best of them, running game. And the game was to be sold, not to be told. Well, I had no game to be sold or told. And as I'm walking down the hallway, aka the P-way, with my crew, we locked eyes. He looked at me like, yeah, bitch. And I looked at him like, I know you fucking lying. I didn't put the pieces together, and nor did I think about it. I just said, he talking to another one. Groupies. Goddamn Pokemon. He just trying to get them all. But one thing about it and two things for sure, he did his thing. I can't even be mad at that. So as I looked at this low-cut, brown-skinned girl turn around and realized who it was, I said, no!